K-pop Demon Hunters is an incredible film, but did you know you've barely seen half the story? What if I told you there are shocking hidden backstories buried inside this movie? Things the creators never wanted you to notice. From Zoey's secret past to Rumi's forbidden background and clues about the surviving Saja boys. And we're going to spill all the tea right now. Starting with Zoey's secret, the one nobody wants to talk about. On the surface, Zoey is Huntrix's lovable, bubbly, chaotic rapper, the sunshine of the squad. But insiders say that's the disguise. Because if you rewatch the movie with sharp eyes, there are hidden signals everywhere that Zoey is not who she pretends to be. And she may actually have demonic ties of her own. Let's break this down. Early in the movie, when the girls jump out of the plane, Zoey does this cute little half-heart pose on her cheek. Adorable, right? Wrong. Because minutes later, baby Saja does the exact same pose. Same hand, same angle, same timing. Now, if it were just a normal idol gesture, you'd see Rumi or Meera do it too. But they never do. And it doesn't stop there. During the Idol Awards rehearsal, Rumi and Meera move perfectly in sync. Because they always do. But Zoey suddenly breaks formation and strikes this strange open-arm, clawed stance from out of nowhere. Then on stage, the Saja boys copy the exact same stance, beat for beat. Why are Zoey and a demonic boy group sharing choreography like they're practicing in the same studio? But the creepiest clue? It comes from something so small, most people missed it completely. When the girls walk down the street early in the film, everything looks normal. Chatting, strolling, vibing. But then you notice Zoey's hoodie. It's not just cute merch, it has Derpy on it. Yes, Derpy. Jenyu's secret demon tiger. Here's the problem, Zoey shouldn't even know Derpy exists. He only ever appears to Rumi. And even then, only in private moments. So what is Zoey doing wearing the demon mascot of a demon boy she's never met? And remember the rule of K-pop Demon Hunters. Nothing is accidental. Every detail means something. So what are the creators trying to tell us? The signs point to one chilling conclusion. Zoey has her own hidden demon connection. And she's been hiding it from Huntrix this entire time. This next clue is even more revealing. In Golden, Zoey sings the line, "I lived two lives, tried to play both sides." Most people immediately assume she's referring to growing up between the United States and Korea, but insiders suggest that both sides is actually a hint at something much deeper. Instead of referencing two cultures, it points to Zoey balancing two natures, good and evil, because she, like Rumi, may secretly be half demon. When you line this up with everything we've already seen, it becomes more convincing. Zoey mirrors the Saja boys' movements in multiple scenes. She wears a hoodie with Jenyu's demon tiger even though she's never met Derpy, and she shows an unusual level of connection to demonic elements throughout the film. All of this supports the idea that the creators planted subtle hints about her true origins. There's also the high school flashback. At first, it looks like a normal scene of a student doodling in her notebook, but a closer look reveals something strange. Zoey writes the phrase, "I go Rambo," which is odd for two reasons. First, Rambo is a film about a violent one-man survival machine hunted by authorities, an unexpected comparison for someone portrayed as sweet and bubbly. Second, it's a reference from 1982, long before Zoey was even born. It raises the question of how a 14-year-old would have such a specific and dated reference unless she were older than she seemed, potentially much older. Her other doodles don't help her case either. They're dark, almost unsettling sketches with a demonic style similar to Gimma's aesthetic. These are not typical drawings you'd expect from an ordinary teenager, and they match the supernatural undertones surrounding her character. When you add all of this together, the choreography similarities, the demon-linked hoodie, the cryptic lyrics, and the eerie sketches, the pattern becomes hard to ignore. The evidence points to one conclusion. Zoey's identity is not what it appears to be, and the creators may have been hinting all along that she is half demon. Continuing with the theme of hidden demon ties, insiders say Meera has her own supernatural connection that the movie quietly hints at. One of the most overlooked details is her link to Mystery Saja. The creators made their connection subtle, but once you see it, it's impossible to ignore. Mystery's signature accessory is a long, dangling demon fang earring. If you pause the film and look closely, Meera is wearing the exact same design. They're clearly not romantically involved, so the matching accessory raises a much bigger question. What is the relationship supposed to imply? The answer seems to lie in the film's color symbolism. Throughout the story, natural black hair represents humans, while brightly colored hair marks demons, a pattern seen in both the Saja boys and in Rumi's own transformation. But Meera stands out. She's had colored hair since childhood, long before she ever encountered demonic forces. According to insiders, this wasn't a random design choice. It was an early, deliberate hint that Meera herself is a demon. And more specifically, that she is Mystery's hidden sister. The way the film frames their interaction supports this idea. Despite fighting nearly every demon she encounters, Meera never once goes after Mystery, even during the final showdown. Insiders claim this was intentional. Meera isn't avoiding him out of fear or strategy. She's avoiding him because she recognizes him. Even if she hasn't consciously acknowledged it, a part of her knows he's blood. Another moment that takes on new meaning is when Zoey gushes over a poster of Mystery, and Meera storms in to tear it down. At first glance, it seems like classic Meera attitude. But with this new interpretation, it reads more like an overprotective reaction. The last thing she wants is for her brother to be drawn into a forbidden romance with a human, especially after witnessing what happened to Rumi's father. Insiders say the original plan was for the film to dive much deeper into Zoey and Meera's demon identities, using them to emphasize the idea that people can hold both darkness and light inside themselves. But to keep the movie focused on Rumi's main arc, the creators scaled back the subplot, leaving fans with scattered hints and unresolved symbolism instead. Director Maggie Kang has mentioned that these choices keep the door open for a sequel or even a potential series where these revelations could finally be explored. Okay, so in the original storyboards, it turns out the creators were hiding something way bigger than anyone realized. In the early drafts, there was a flashback that completely redefined Rumi's family. Her father wasn't some mindless monster. He was a gentle, soft-spoken demon who genuinely fell in love with her mother. They ran away together, tried to build a peaceful life, and for a moment, they actually had one. But here's the insane part the studios never wanted you to see. In those sketches, Rumi wasn't the only baby in the family. There were two. That's right. Rumi had a twin sister. And this isn't some theory someone cooked up online. The evidence is right there in the early production art. A full family portrait. The demon father, the hunter mother, tiny baby Rumi, and another infant girl right beside her. Same blanket, same markings, same everything. The creators literally drew her into the family. So why didn't we see any of this in the movie? Why erase an entire sister? Because that entire flashback got cut. Not because it didn't matter, but because it mattered too much. Insiders say the moment the team realized how big this twist was, they moved it out of the first film and locked it away for the sequel. They wanted Rumi's world to feel small, controlled, almost incomplete, so that when they finally reveal the twin, it hits like a meteor. And here's where everything lines up. According to people close to the project, Huntrix was never meant to stay a 3-member group. From day one, the long-term plan was a 4-member lineup, a classic K-pop structure. The missing member wasn't a stranger. It wasn't some new character. It was always meant to be the twin sister. One girl who grew up fighting demons. One girl who grew up as one. Two sides of the same story finally crashing together in the sequel. What do all the biggest K-pop groups have in common? Every single one of them hits their final form at 4 members. So when the first movie dropped with only 3, that wasn't the end of Huntrix. It was the prelude. The creators were building the silhouette of a group that wasn't complete yet. And now that we know Rumi's twin sister is still out there, suddenly every hint, every missing piece, every coincidence in the movie lines up too perfectly to ignore. The 4th Huntrix member isn't some new trainee. It isn't a random character. It's Rumi's long-lost twin. The one the storyboards hid. The one the flashback erased. The one the sequel is saving as its nuclear twist. Insiders say she'll make her first appearance in the next movie and then become the emotional backbone of the upcoming series, currently codenamed Huntrix Rising. And honestly, the title fits almost too well. Because the twin isn't just an addition to the group. She's the spark that reignites the entire universe. She's the comeback. The rebirth. The resurrection of everything the creators held back. The missing piece that finally makes Huntrix whole. The first film? That was just the prologue to a much bigger mythology. Anyway, tell us what you think of these hidden secrets down below. And seriously, what is Huntrix supposed to do now that everyone seems to have demon ties? Because if the creators keep dropping clues like this, the next movie is going to completely rewrite the rulebook. Oh, and if you're starving for more K-pop Demon Hunters tea, we've got you covered. Tap the video on screen for the wild mistakes the creators hoped you'd never notice. Trust me, once you see them, you'll never watch the movie the same way again. All right, guys, until next time, stay tuned and stay sharp.